Good evening and welcome to the Coon Rapids City Council meeting for Tuesday, July 15th, 2025. If you could please rise and join us for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please call the roll.
Councilmember Griskoviak.
Here.
Councilmember Butler.
Here.
Councilmember Novak.
Here.
Councilmember Geisler.
Here.
Councilmember Armstrong. Councilmember Carlson.
Here.
Mayor Cook.
Here. Thank you. All right, well, next, why don't we adopt this evening's agenda?
Motion to adopt the agenda, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Motion by Carlson, a second by Butler. Is there any corrections or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the agenda is adopted. And we're going to start out with Chief Steiner. Kind of exciting. Oaths for new police officers.
That's me.
I'm just happy it wasn't mine.
We all have that same reaction. Well, good evening, Mayor and Council. It's great to be here tonight and to have the opportunity to introduce two of our newest police officers to the community and to the Council. Both of these officers have been put to the test and successfully completed their field training program and thus earned the right to stand before you tonight and get their uniquely numbered Coon Rapids Police Officer badges. So whether you come to us with some law enforcement experience like Officer Guskevich or your first law enforcement job like Officer Hebert, part of that training process is to make sure you learn how to be a cop our way, the Coon Rapids way, in a way that embodies our core values of trust, professionalism, and compassion. I'm proud to say that I believe they both do. So to our newest officers, this organization is very proud to have you guys here. You're about to receive your badges, number 211 and 212, which is getting up there for some of us. They are unique to you, and as we always mention at the Coon Rapids Police Department, we don't recycle your badge numbers. Nobody's ever had those numbers before, and nobody will ever have them again. They're entrusted to you by the citizens of Coon Rapids, and they symbolize a mutual commitment, a commitment from you to serve the citizens in a way that models our core values of trust, professionalism, and compassion, and a commitment that we make to you to help you be successful by providing you the training, the equipment, the structure, and the guidance necessary to achieve our main goal for you, which is to have a long, safe, and rewarding career here as a Coon Rapids police officer. So with that, I'd like to introduce our two newest officers in order of seniority, and in this case, that's Officer Cheyenne Hebert. Cheyenne will be badge 211, and she graduated from Brainerd High School in 2019. Attended Bemidji State University for a couple of years where she played Division I hockey. Transferred to Hamlin University and graduated in 2024 with her Bachelor's of Arts degree in Criminal Justice and played hockey. Ended up in tech for skills and graduated in 2024. And what's unique here, I get a lot of emails, just tons of emails, junk emails, solicitations, requests for surveys, opportunities to try a new program or new equipment. And if you get a lot of emails like me, you don't respond to them all. You try to, but in 2024, I got a cold call kind of email from a young woman who was interested in the internship. And I liked the assertiveness, and we certainly needed the staffing. And after my brief email exchange with her was positive, and I passed it along to Captain Harmony, who has coordinated a few internships for us in the past. And I remember shortly after that, Captain Harmony telling me that she was setting up an internship for this young lady, and she had a good feeling about this one. And I'm glad I didn't delete that email, because Cheyenne did that internship. And a short time later, in May of 2024, we hired her as a CSO, and now as a police officer. So not only did we get a good young officer, we got a former Division I hockey player, which will help us compete in the Guns N' Roses hockey game against the BOFD team, which stands for the Blue Ox Fire Department team, the one with just a couple of firefighters and the rest of the Blue Ox hockey team that took us to town this year.
Let's get a little dig in there.
My only disappointment is there's a couple of fires going on right now, so more of the fire guys couldn't be here to hear that dig. But Anyway, tonight, her mother Denise will be pinning on badge 211 tonight. Next to Officer Abear is Officer Guskevich, and another example of taking a good officer from another agency. I know that the mayor, you likely panicked when you saw the name, but I should tell you that shortly after Anthony was hired, I approached him and wanted to get the correct pronunciation of his name, and he gave it to me and quickly told me, but people call me Goose. So that's a great nickname, and it sure helped me around here going with Goose. So Anthony grew up in Fridley, went to Irondale High School, graduated in 2016, went to St. John's for a short time, and then Bethany Global University, majoring in theology. He had contemplated a career before in law enforcement, and then while studying at Bethany, he did some police ride-alongs, which reinforced his interest in police work, and it led him to transfer to Century College, where he earned his associate's degree in law enforcement in 2021. He finished his skills component at Hennepin Tech also, and he went to work for the Columbia Heights Police Department as a CSO in March of 2021. In 2022, he was hired or promoted to police officer there, and became a field training officer, a firearms instructor, a mobile field force officer, and a drone pilot. So he comes to us with quite a bit of experience. Most recently, we hired him February 3rd of this year, and as I've mentioned today, he's completed his field training and will get badge number 212 tonight, and his wife Alyssa will be pinning that on him shortly. So with that, Mr. Mayor, if you're ready,
Sure.
I'll have you come up and administer the oath of office to our two newest officers, starting in order of seniority with Officer Abear, and I'll ask her mother Denise to step up.
You want to get the pinning first done. The pinning is first, though. Yeah.
We'll pin it first then.
Yep. She's fast. Hi there. All right, please raise your right hand and repeat after me, and I will hold the mic over here for you. So why don't you come this way a little bit? Let's kind of get centered a little bit here. All right, here we go. It's Cheyenne Abear. Okay.
I, Cheyenne Abear,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota,
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota,
and discharge faithfully
and discharge faithfully
the duties of a police officer
the duties of a police
for
officer
the city of Coon Rapids,
for the city of Coon Rapids,
in the county of Anoka,
in the county of Anoka,
and state of Minnesota,
and state of Minnesota,
to the best of my judgment and ability.
to the best of my judgment and ability.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. Oh, sorry, Peter. Excuse me.
The next we'll have Anthony's wife Alyssa come up. And company.
I'd be happy to hold the baby for you if you want.
Almost like she practiced.
Is Kuskovich?
Yep.
Is that close enough for the, yes. All right. And all he meant when I was a little nervous was just looking at that, trying to phonetically spell that out, but, all right, here we go. Right hand. I, Anthony Guskovich,
I, Anthony
do
Guskevich,
solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota,
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota,
and discharge faithfully
and discharge faithfully
the duties of a police officer
the duties of a police officer
for the city of Coon Rapids
for the City of Coon Rapids
in the county of Anoka
in the County of Anoka
and state of Minnesota
and State of Minnesota
to the best of my judgment and ability.
to the best of my judgment and ability.
Welcome aboard. Congratulations. I'm glad you did first.
That's a city minute, you don't want to keep
All right. And this pace will slow down a little bit for council's information. We have 2 more in field training and 2 more starting at the end of the month, which brings us to full strength for the first time now in probably close to 5 years, I would say. So it's a good thing. I want to thank everybody for coming tonight to support these young officers as they start their career, and we'll adjourn to the lobby for some photos. And I always invite people to come back and enjoy the rest of the council meeting, but the agenda's pretty short tonight. I don't know, it might be over by the time we get done. So, thank you all.
Thank you all for coming in tonight. Congratulations and welcome to the city. All right, I think we're close enough. Why don't we go to the approval of the minutes from the July 1st meeting?
Mr. Mayor.
Second.
You're just completely out here. Good enough. A motion by Geisler, second by Carlson. Is there any corrections or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And those minutes are approved. We have 7 items on our consent agenda this evening. The first one is to adopt Resolution 25-86 and approve a gambling premises permit for Coon Rapids Youth Hockey Association at Stumpy's Hatchet House. The city's received a lawful gambling premises permit application, and the Coon Rapids Youth Hockey Association currently operates at 4 additional locations: Scoops Pub, Muddy Cow, Chanticleer Pizza and Grill, and Buffalo Wild Wings. City code allows for an approved gambling organization to hold a maximum of 5 premises permits. State charitable gambling law requires premises permits for gambling. Wow. State charitable gambling law requires premises permits for gambling activities be approved or denied by the city council. So we're looking to adopt Resolution 25-86, a resolution concurring with the issuance of a gambling premise permit for Coon Rapids Youth Hockey Association at Stumpy's Hatchet House, 12760 Riverdale Boulevard, Northwest. Next item on our consent agenda is in planning case 24-11 to approve a preliminary plat extension for Cardinal Crest, 9050 East River Road. This is the property located at 9050 East River Road and is zoned LDR2. The applicant is requesting a 1-year extension. He is in the process, or they are in the process of meeting the conditions of approval and compliance. These conditions will be required before building permit approval. The current approved preliminary plat is consistent with the current zoning standards, and the applicant is anticipating submitting for final plat approval in the first half of 2026. So in planning case 24-11, we're looking to approve a 1-year extension of the preliminary plat approval to July 23rd, 2026. Next on our consent agenda is to approve the final payment to Minnesota Mechanical Solutions Incorporated for project 24-8, a well rehab. The change orders that were involved in this were for removal of electrical work from the west booster station and miscellaneous changes to wells 10, 24, 25, and booster pump 1, as well as quantity adjustments from the original bid. And so we're looking to approve the change orders and the final payment to Minnesota Mechanical Solutions Incorporated in the amount of $77,707.10 for project 24-8 well rehab. Next on our consent agenda is to authorize a contract with Axon Enterprise Incorporated and adopt resolution 25-84 approving a budget amendment. The city's police department moved to Axon Enterprise Incorporated for all its digital and other evidence collection and storage. Axon has separate software for city, county attorneys, and prosecutors that can be used to manage and share evidence. The system is also able to store and manage non-Axon digital evidence. The 5-year contract with Axon will provide such service and includes the costs for implementation and training. The city attorney's office will use forfeiture funds committed for the legal department to pay for the initial costs in 2025, as well as costs in 2026 before it is incorporated into the 2027 budget. So the changes we're looking to do is amend Activity 201, appropriating $75,842 to other financing sources and capital outlay, to amend Activity 201, appropriating $15,168 to debt service for the first year subscription payment, and amend transfers in for $15,168 from the Law Enforcement Programs Fund, and then amend transfers out for $15,168 to the general fund. So we're looking to authorize the Axon Justice Agreement with Axon Enterprise Incorporated and approve Resolution 25-84, amending the 2025 General Fund and Law Enforcement Programs Fund budgets for Axon Justice software. Next on our consent agenda is to receive the schedule of electronic payments. Staff has prepared the attached list of electronic payments processed since the last council meeting, and we will be receiving the schedule of electronic payments from June 26th, 2025 to July 9th, 2025. And there we go. And then the next item is to reaffirm adoption of Resolution 25-82, establishing the city manager's salary, closed meeting summary. This was kind of a redo of our last meeting. We forgot to have the actual resolution in here. So we're looking to recommend the city council adopt resolution 25-82, establishing the city manager's salary. And then the final item on our consent agenda is to adopt resolution 25-85 to approve the second amendment to the joint powers agreement for the North Metro Mayors Association. The North Metro Mayors Association is an association of 15 communities that work collaboratively on matters of public policy and legislative advocacy. They operate under a joint powers agreement which provides authority to a board of directors comprised of the mayor and the chief appointed official from each member city. And the board is allowed to make decisions regarding the operations and finances of the organization. However, certain actions, such as adding a new member to the organization, are only allowed through amendment of the joint powers agreement. We're looking at the city of Crystal is seeking membership to the North Metro Mayors Association, which requires an amendment to the Joint Powers Association. So we're looking to adopt Resolution 25-85 and approve the second amendment to the Joint Powers Agreement for the North Metro Mayors Association. And that looks to be the whole consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Butler.
I move we adopt the consent agenda as adopted, or excuse me, as listed.
Second.
Motion by Butler and a second by Novak. Is there any discussion or questions?
I don't know, Crystal, man. Oh.
All right, hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion carries. We're up to item 10. which is to conduct a public hearing for vacation of drainage and utility easements and consider Resolution 25-83. Mr. Brody?
Your Honor, this is kind of a little bit of a housekeeping for that project on Butternut Street. So we're asking to vacate the existing utility and drainage easements. The new easements were dedicated to the city on the final plat that was approved earlier in May. So we ask that you would conduct the public hearing and then after that adopt the resolution to vacate those easements.
Okay. All right, anybody have any questions of Mr. Brody on this? All right, is anybody here to address council for the public hearing for vacation of drainage and utility easements and consider resolution, as we consider resolution 25-83? Is anybody here for the public hearing for vacation of drainage on the Butternut Street project? Do I have to ask 3 times? I never remember.
Generally, you ask twice, and that seems to be sufficient.
That seems to be sufficient.
You do a nice job on that.
Nobody here for the public hearing. We're going to close the public hearing and look to council for direction.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Geisler.
I move that we adopt Resolution 25-83 to vacate drainage and utility easements for 10701 Butternut Street Northwest.
Second.
Motion by Geisler. Was it a second by Butler? Any discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion carries. And we are up to open mic and public comment. Is anybody here for open mic this evening? All right, hang on then. Oops, let me sneak this over here. Open mic provides an opportunity for the public to address the city council on subjects that are not part of the regular meeting agenda, and the public is invited to express any concerns they may have which are relevant to the affairs, policies, or practices of the city of Coon Rapids. Remarks will be limited to 3 minutes, and should you wish to participate, please approach the podium and state your name and address before addressing the council, and all remarks will be made from the podium and addressed to the council. Yes, sir.
My name is Kurt Cole. I live down close to the new apartments behind Target down there.
Okay, I think we actually want the address for the,
Pardon me?
can we get the address, please?
Yeah, 12232 Lily Street Northwest.
Okay, very good, thank you.
I have previously contacted several different departments. In fact, just a few weeks ago, I contacted the police department as well. I had just sent it in. You probably never saw it. In fact, Pat Carlson lives about a block and a half from me, so he's probably well aware of what I'm going to talk about. The neighborhood that we live in has, I think it's 159 or 160 homes in that area. And most of those homes have 2 to 3 vehicles in their driveways. There are 3 ways to get in and out of that neighborhood. 124th, which is right behind Target, 121st, which is down where the train station is, and Crooked Lake, way down the far end. None of those intersections are controlled intersections of any kind. The one at 124th has had multiple accidents. There are no painted crosswalks on the streets. There's no signage. You have cars that are passing on the shoulders going south. You have cars that are passing in the turn lane going north. Both instances are illegal according to Minnesota state law. And there's no signage even stating that for people that it's against the state law to pass on the shoulder, and not only on the shoulder, but to pass in an intersection. And then going north, there's a turn lane, and cars will go through that turn lane to pass vehicles. So if you got a car going north wants to turn in behind Target, and a car going south that wants to turn in on 124th, you're taking your life in your hands. The other intersection, 121st, is right where the road makes a bend down there. It's a very bad intersection. And then the other one is way down Crooked Lake, which is the opposite direction from all the shopping and everything. So most of the traffic goes out the other end down by us. What I would like to do is, one, see that, some controls are put on those intersections. There are a lot of kids that live in those new apartments. They cross the street to go to that park down there to play basketball and stuff. You also have people from our neighborhood that want to walk over to Target and some of the other stores over there. There's no crosswalks or anything identified there. Pat, you probably know as well as I do. Roger is one of my neighbors, a couple doors down from me as well. But I think we need signage there, even if we don't have, street lights. We need signage. We need enforcement. That stretch behind my house is that straight stretch, and these kids think that it's a racetrack. They tear up and down there. It's noisy. For some reason they have to downshift when they go through there, making all kinds of noise. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at.
Very good. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Good time. Thank you.
Those, yeah. Well, other than I started it kind of late. Now, how do I make it stop? There we go. Anybody else to address council for open mic this evening? Anybody else for open mic? All right. We'll close the open mic portion of the meeting, and we're looking at other business. I wish I had a comprehensive list of everybody to thank, because the 4th of July Carnival was amazing. It was hot. It was hot, and that kept the turnout a little low for a little bit of the time, but my gosh, the police support, the fire support, this public works, the communications department, everybody from the city staff. Did I say public works? I probably needed to say it twice anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. The North Star Lions, gosh, it was a tremendous event, from the parade to the all-class reunion to the car show to the 5K firecracker. I can't tell you how many compliments I've had on the fireworks. Yeah. They were phenomenal again. It was just a wonderful event, and I know that it's so much work for staff and for police and fire, and you have to call in a lot of chips to get everybody to work that overtime, but, and Chief, you have something to add to that? Because go for it.
Yes, Mr. Mayor and Council, I echo everything you just said, and a couple years ago we had a problem, and to the point where we were trying to decide, did this become the event we wanted it to become? And we've come a long way since then, and it hasn't been without a lot of work from a lot of people that you just mentioned. But this year, I'm happy to tell you, 0 incidents, 0 arrests, 0 fights, no disorderly conducts, no disturbances of any kind. And we got just a ton of positive feedback from people coming into the Midway, which was a focus area, thanking us for making it a family event again. And it's not all, none of the credit goes to any one person individually. I would regret it if I didn't specifically thank Sergeant Tyler Brown, who's been the mastermind of our upgraded security plan. And there's a lot going on behind the scenes to make this a safe family event for everybody. And I'm happy to say that it went off without a hitch this year, and I feel great about it going forward. So just thank you for acknowledging that, and we're happy that it went so well.
I had a mom that told me she went into the Midway on the 4th and felt safe with her kids. And I thought, that's our goal.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I do have to also thank Anoka Ramsey Community College for opening everything up for us, for Anoka County for all the help along the boulevard, and for Alina for all of they do to be prepared, and for all of our 911 dispatchers that actually set up shop right down there in our EOC for the event. I'll probably think of more later after the meeting, but so yeah, I just want to thank everyone. And then the other, is anybody anything else on the carnival before we move on? Councilmember Carlson.
I just want to chime in that there's a lot of people there from out of Coon Rapids who had never been there before, and it was a real good look for Coon Rapids.
We got a lot of really positive feedback for the parade. You know, boy, the bands were great, and the Grand Marshal knocked it out of the park.
Oh, she was awesome.
Anybody else have anything on the Cardinal before we move on? All right. Next Tuesday night is our meeting in the park at Parkside Park down on 99th. Down between Coon Rapids Boulevard Extension and Foley in there, closer to Coon Rapids Boulevard Extension. Oh, look at there. Thanks, Steve. So, yeah, 799th Avenue from 6:30 to 8. This is a great evening to come out. You can learn so much about the city. You can meet with your staff, with your elected officials. If you've got questions about your ash tree, about your sewer line, about the street, about anything, there will be somebody there to answer that. Plus, we get the Coon Creek Watershed, we get our Historical Commission, we get our Parks Commission, we get Bunker Hills, Kendall's. It's a very comprehensive group of folks, and if you have a question that doesn't get answered there, I don't know what it would be. Is the city attorney coming out again? He's been out to a few of these.
You may see me.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Carlson?
at Parkside Park, that's right by the drive-in theater, right?
Right across from the drive-in theater, yep.
Well, she's been gone about 40 years, but yeah. Mr. Mayor, can I add a couple things?
Absolutely.
Well, this Thursday, the concert in the park is Stir Crazy, 1960s to 1990s radio rock. I don't know exactly what radio rock is, but radio rock. And that's this Thursday, Coon Rapids Dam at 7 o'clock. It's a great time. Free event hosted by our Arts Commission and sponsored by the Community Strength Foundation. By all means, come on out. The concert's been great, and they've been really filling in well. I know this is coming up before our next council meeting, but July 26th at Riverdale Village, we have the Touch a Truck event, 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock, right by, I think it's called Salon by JC on Riverdale Boulevard. A fantastic event. We're going to have the police department there. We'll have police car, fire truck, ambulance, plow truck, garbage truck, and one of those electrical lift vehicles. Connexus will be there to give some safety demonstrations, and there's going to be all sorts of things. It's, again, a free, great community event. There's going to be raffles. There's going to be all sorts of things. There's going to be a lot of stuff for the kids. What are those, what do they call them? The bouncy,
houses?
yeah, the bounce houses, which I've learned that I'm too big to go into, but whatever.
That could go a lot of different directions when you're doing that,
bounce
yeah.
houses, they've got face painting, balloon artists, all sorts of things for the kids to do. It's a great event. 12 to 4 on July 26th.
Yeah, I mean, we have 2 million square feet of retail up there. And when we got the new Riverdale management in there, boy, they've just been tremendous partners for the city. And they've, the difference in the energy, and that's wonderful. All right, any other business to come before council?
Can I just mention 2 more things?
Nope. Nope, next meeting, sir. Call Pat tomorrow.
I'll see you after the meeting.
Any other business? All right.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Carlson, second by Butler to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.